Hello everybody and welcome back to Red Eagle Politics. Make sure you like this video down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So we have a lot of new data. The wave gets bigger and bigger every single day. The wave just got 10 feet taller, just like Trump used to say regarding the wall. And Republicans lead in Trafalgar, which is one of the most accurate polls ever. They're the only pollster to really get the Midwest correctly in 2016 and 2020. Even Nate Silver has now bumped them up to an A grade or maybe an A minus on 538, despite hating the poll and trashing the poll the entire past 5 years. Well, he's eating his crow. And Trafalgar actually shows a lower number of undecideds than some of the other polls that are roughly 50-50 or like GOP +2. And Trafalgar nationwide shows the Republican Party with a 9-point lead, and it's growing with a lot of undecideds, which, by the way, in this poll still disapprove of Joe Biden. The wave could get even bigger than it is right here. So we're going to get into this. We're also going to get into some polling out of the state of Oregon. Is the red Oregon going to come into reality, at least in some capacity? We're going to analyze it. It would be very difficult on the surface for Oregon to flip Republican, especially after the direction that it took in 2020. However, Biden is very unpopular in Oregon, mainly because you do have a lot of far-left voters there who just won't turn out in the midterms, and they are not very fond of Kate Brown either. And could Republicans manage to snag a rare victory in a deep blue state? We're going to talk about this, but first I have to tell you guys about my newest sponsor over at C60 Evo. So nothing is more important than our health. As we struggle with health system changes and an overload of questionable information, we need to make sure we're taking care of our mind and bodies. Because of this, I recommend C60 Evo. I can tell you that C60 Evo is now part of my daily routine. I love the increased energy, the increased mental focus, and best of all, just like thousands of others, I've noticed positive changes in my sleep. I now wake up refreshed and confident that I'm taking care of my mind and body with one morning teaspoon per day of C60 Evo's olive oil product. You can go to my link at c60evo.com/redeaglepolitics, link in the pinned comment, and take advantage of 20% savings by going on subscription. You can cancel anytime, and make sure to use the coupon code REPOL for an additional 10% off. So here we go. This poll is huge because, like I said, this is going to be my new favorite chart between now and the midterms, because if you're analyzing the generic ballot, how many seats are you going to be able to pick up? That's a real question. And if Republicans can win the national popular vote by around, 5% or more, you're going to see a solid seat wave. Yes, if Republicans end up only winning it by 2 or 3, which I don't believe is going to happen, I think they'll win it by more than that, you're still going to see a decent amount of seats that have been picked up. You might see like a 15 to 20 seat gain. But if you're able to go out there and pick up 30, 40, that's like an actual wave in terms of the seat margin. And I think we might see that. And I know we're only going to be able to really get 4 Senate seats because of the way the map is, laid out this year. It's not the most favorable map, but it seems like Republicans are on track to sweep the toss-ups. We saw another poll out of New Hampshire that has it at roughly 50-50. But also down ballot effects really add up because Biden is super unpopular. And this goes in terms of economic issues, social issues, COVID, whatever. Everybody's fed up with Biden. At least a lot of the independents who are not very left-leaning are fed up with Joe Biden. And even people in Biden's camp are disillusioned. And as a result, Republicans are going to be in for a massive wave. And there's really nothing that Democrats are running on that would indicate otherwise. What are they going to do? Double down on the McAuliffe strategy? Talk about 1-6, which is something that not a lot of people care about at all. And the people that do care about it are concerned about the mistreatment of some of the prisoners who may have been let in by feds. Like that, if anything, if them talking about that would energize like the grassroots right at this point more than it would energize anybody on the left. So they're barking up a losing tree. Their strategy is complete garbage, and as a result, Republicans are gaining on the Democrats, and I think 9% is fair. I think you might see it be even wider than 9 points. Everybody might make fun of Trafalgar, but fail to actually analyze their improved accuracy. They got the Virginia's governor race down perfectly of anybody except maybe me, but I think we had like the same margin. So you look at a wide array of indicators, and they're all in the favor of Republicans picking up a massive amount of seats. And the down ballot effects are there too, because we talk about this in every single facet of society. Conservatives are getting more involved, which is a very good thing. We've wanted to see that for a very long time. We haven't seen it. The left has been having their long march through the institutions for the past 50, 60 years in the society. And as a result, we have the culture we have. We have the nation. Everybody is turned against us in terms of the institutions. You have the deep state, you have the mega corporations, you have every facet of society is controlled by people, at least that are socially far left, right? We understand this. And this is getting worse and worse as the days go by. But Republicans are taking control of school boards, and this is really angering the left. They fear this. They fear Republicans and conservatives taking back the institutions, taking back the country in terms of the culture, because that's how you do it. Because if you control the institutions, you get to control culture. And some people will say that culture is downstream from politics. Politics is also downstream from culture. I think it's more of a chicken or the egg thing if you ask me. But either way, if you're able to get in power, and this midterm would be a great opportunity for that to happen, you're going to be able to enact policy changes that can benefit the base and that can change the culture of the country. You see what DeSantis is doing down in Florida. He's going out there, he's passing the Don't Groom Kids legislation. He is punishing Disney for their wokeness. And he's not even punishing them by using the government to tax them more. He's basically just using his power to strip them of their special protections that they shouldn't have in the first place, that's allowed them to get so powerful and have more power in the state than the state. So that's basically it. And there's a lot of things you could do to take back power, but this is not a policy video. We're going to get into a lot of policy ahead of the midterms as well. Not saying we're going to stop the election content, but I'm saying in addition to the election content, we'll talk a little bit more about policy in the coming months, but that's beside the point. Either way, this is a perfect opportunity for Republicans to take control, and taking control not just in the red states or the swing states, but also Oregon. Yes, Oregon. Now, believe me, if Republicans are going to nominate somebody, you're going to get a mid-level governor at best. It's Oregon. But this pollster, which was very accurate in the past, has Republicans up in Oregon for the governorship by 18 percentage points. 18. Yeah, they're below 50, but they're at 47. And I think that's believable. I think this is going to be a very competitive race because Governor Kate Brown is not super popular. Is Donald Trump of a 45% approval rating in Oregon? I don't know. I mean, that's a little lofty for Oregon, but still, it's a D+10 sample. You look at the fact that Biden's approval is 35 in Oregon, honestly might be lower because of a lot of the far left individuals who may disapprove of Biden and are not likely to turn out. And either way, Republicans aren't going to win this race by 18 points. We understand that. There's a lot of undecided voters, and Oregon is Oregon. I mean, the Portland metro area has 60+% of the population. I mean, it's going to be very difficult to win. And I know 2016 was relatively a 10-point race because you had a high third-party turnout. And you might see that again here. I mean, it's very possible you'll see a high third-party turnout ahead of the 2022 midterms in some of these places, depending on if third parties yield a solid candidate, which tends to happen in places like Oregon and would happen in Washington more often, in my opinion, if they didn't have the jungle primary and runoffs up there. But it's very possible that this is going to be a close race, that if Republicans can put a good candidate up there, they could actually do well. And they could also pick off some House seats in Oregon. The lean to likely Democrat seats, they could pick up those. And also in terms of the governorship there, yes, I don't know who the candidate is going to be right now. It is still very early on. We're still having people enter the primary field. It's going to shake out probably within the next few months or so. But could Oregon's governorship flip? It's possible. Am I saying it's guaranteed? No, this is one poll. And even though the poll has been accurate in the past, that doesn't mean that a poll that they release that's about 6 months away from the election is going to be 100% accurate, especially if you have that amount of undecideds. But could Republicans end up getting 47% in Oregon at the end of the day? Absolutely. And depending on the candidate, they could pick off Oregon. And they also could pick off Connecticut. They could pick off Rhode Island. New York and Illinois are more stretches. I know the Democrat incumbents are not very popular, but I mean, it's possible that those could be closer than expected. I'm not saying that Kathy Hochul is going to lose or anything like that, but could it be within 10 or at least force Democrats to divert resources to those states just so they can end up winning them by 15 points instead of 8? Yeah, it's very possible. So we'll have to wait and see. regarding the midterms in a lot of these blue states. But if you're talking about the fact that you have a lot of blue states that are being competitive, even if it's at the governorship level, even if the Republicans are not that good, we understand that. But still, you look at what happened in Virginia, you look at what happened in New Jersey, you look at what happened in New York State with some of those constitutional amendments back in 2021. It's clear, as I said, the energy has shifted. The energy factor is on the right. It's not on the left. The left may have had it like in 2018 when Trump was in power. Republicans have the energy factor right now. And could they win Oregon at the governorship level? Yes. Democrats won Kansas in 2018, mainly because you had a very unpopular incumbent Republican. Oregon is kind of the Kansas 2018 of this cycle. Does this mean it's going to flip at the presidential level in 2024? No, you can cue the memes. I understand. We've had the Red Oregon meme for a long time, and I've become synonymous with that despite saying that like it wouldn't flip, but it could get within 10 depending on the circumstances. And I said that before COVID too. And maybe if Trump wins the popular vote in the future in 2024, Oregon could be within 10 points. It's still not going to be competitive. It could be like a D+9 state for all we know, instead of like a D+15 state. But that's just the way that it is. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Please like this video down below, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media. The links are all in the description down below, and buy the merch as well. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Red Eagle out.